Okay, you know what? That's good. So that can just hang out while we do the rest.
All right, sounds good. Now let's start the show off with a new segment for Go. It's not going to be a regular one, rather occasional, yet no less important. See, it's about some of the buildings in Chilliwack. You know, the old ones with plywood coverings over the windows. The ones with history. This all started at the February 18th council meeting. The city was talking, as it does, about downtown revitalization, and its next step was to knock down another building.
So demolition is consistent with the downtown plan.
The building in question is 9282 Young Road, or as it was once known, the Irwin Building. You probably know it as the boarded up old pink building you drove past going through downtown. An eyesore.
All those in favor? Oppose? The city moves on and it's carried. Next item, please.
Hold on a minute, because I don't see it that way. Look at some of the detailing, the trim up there, the windows, the brick. It's a building created before the glass and metal of modernism was even a thing. It doesn't look old, it looks historic. So, what's its story? Well, it starts with a man named Burroughs Alex Irwin. In 1892, he opened the Always Busy store, basically the Walmart of its day. The store was successful because in 1902, Irwin expanded into a new brick building. 10 years later, Irwin retired and the building was leased to Houston and Cruikshank. It was completely overhauled and expanded to what we know today, and was steam heated and modern in every particular. In August 1937, when Mr. Irwin passed away, the building was sold to local pharmacist Harry D. Hipwell. Hipwell Drugs was one of the Irwin block's most well-known and steady tenants, because for almost 40 years it was a cornerstone of our community. Bertha Martin worked behind the lunch counter there for 22 years.
There was an opening at this end, you could barely get through. And then the stools would start on the outside, and they were the kind that you could swing back and forth on.
She served the many people who lived, worked, and shopped downtown. Remember those days? How would you describe this place? What did it look like or feel like back in the day?
Oh, it was nice. Yeah, it was very homey. And of course, everybody knew each other, which was so nice. The customers were like family, you know. They came 3-4 times a day. Like I say, I didn't stay here because I got overly paid.
Hipwell Drugs was a highlight for this place, its real and lasting legacy. There was life here, and so much more.
You know, the little gal you see in the picture of the two of us there. Well, when we used to drive down Yonge and get to the store, to the side door here, we always said, "Can you hear the laughter?" Because we'd laugh all day long. And we'd get so noisy that Mr. Boyd used to get mad at us.
Unfortunately, all that laughter came to an end. Looking at the documents here, it seems that after Hipwell Drugs left, the building couldn't really hold any sort of long-term relationship. And it spent the remainder of its life mostly empty. Why is that? Well, by the mid-70s, the building was very old, and evidence seems to suggest that it wasn't all that great either.
And I remember the plumber when he used to do the plumbing. So when he'd come up from down there, he was just full of ground. But he said at that time already that some of the wooden beams under here were starting to get dry rot at that time.
The most recent owner tried as hard as he might to renovate it, but looking around the place, it's obvious that that was no easy task. Plus, the cost of petty crime and seismic upgrades made the prospect untenable. You know, when the city voted to knock this building down, I was sad, even a little bit mad. But now that I've taken a chance to walk through this place, I can tell that the writing was on the wall. Though rich with the stories of those who spent much time here, sadly neglect and poor construction sealed its fate. It's too bad.